A bit of a surprise, Diane and Joanne, because it all started out so pleasantly this morning. The mayor unexpectedly came before council in person, believing he had new support to restore $30 million in budget cuts. Council voted that down immediately. However, right at the table, most members said they probably would vote to restore at least $20 million. They fully expected the mayor to keep negotiating. After all, we're still 2 days away from the deadline. They even asked him for another amendment. But the mayor late this afternoon was tired of council, quote, micromanaging his office. He said game over. He's going to implement their budget. And a lot of the focus has to do with public safety.
That deficit now stands. The cuts they made will have a devastating impact on public safety, transportation, and recreation. But the time for talk is over. I will administer the budget approved by council. We will do everything in our power to limit the negative impacts to our residents. However, it would be unreasonable for anyone to suggest a cut of an additional $50 million can be done without significantly hurting services.
There are about $20 million in overtime savings that we could realize in the police department. And you may not save the full 20, but if you save $5 million in overtime, then that's more than half of what City Council cut. And then you take the rest of it from the nearly $10 million in vacancies, you haven't touched one police officer. Their budget is $423 million. If the only place you can find $8 million out of 423 is people, that's a management problem.
We've lost approximately, over the past year, close to 120, 150 officers to attrition alone. That's retirement, resignation, things of that nature. You do not, or you don't have the ability to hire at the same pace that you lose police officers. It is just not reasonable. If you understand, especially public safety between police and fire, the level of scrutiny and screening you have to go through prior to a person entering the police academy, and then the 26-week training cycle, then the 18-month probationary period. So it is not reasonable to believe that you can fill at the same amount.
It's not about a victory for council. It's not about a victory for the mayor. It's about doing what's best for this city.
And by the end of the day, things did get a little testy. A couple of people even cussing a bit. So again, the mayor must now implement council's budget, $50 million in cuts. However, he does have some say-so in the exact amount, the services, and the departments. And he says that he and his staff will be very busy over the next few days trying to make those cuts as, quote, painless as possible. Reporting live downtown, I'm Val Clark, Channel 7 Action News.